You cannot control the waves, but you can master your ship. Imagine facing life's fiercest storms, waves of criticism, winds of uncertainty, and relentless pressures from all directions. How often do you feel like you're sinking, powerless to stay afloat? Epictetus, the legendary Stoic philosopher, believed that freedom comes not from controlling external events, but from mastering your inner world. He taught us a powerful truth. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This philosophy is more than words. It's a guide to building a life of resilience, where you remain calm and composed, no matter what life throws your way. In this video, we'll uncover 11 transformative principles from Epictetus, designed to help you rise above chaos and become unshakable. These are practical tools, not abstract ideas, that you can apply today to reclaim your inner peace and regain control of your life. Stay until the very end, because every principle is a piece of the puzzle. Don't skip any part, or you might miss the key that changes everything. Ready to take control? Let's begin. 1. Distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. Imagine this. You've prepared diligently for weeks, ready to deliver a presentation that could define your career. The slides are polished, the arguments are airtight, and your confidence is high. But as you step onto the stage, the microphone cuts out. Silence fills the room, and all eyes turn toward you. In this moment, you face a choice. Do you crumble, overwhelmed by frustration at something beyond your control, or do you adapt, steady your breath, and project your voice with confidence? This moment embodies one of the most empowering lessons from Epictetus, the ability to differentiate between what you can control and what lies beyond your reach. Epictetus, a philosopher who transformed his life from slavery to one of the most revered Stoic thinkers, believed that our inner peace hinges on this principle. He said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Discourses. What's within your control? Your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. Everything else, the opinions of others, external circumstances, or random events, is beyond it. Trying to manipulate the uncontrollable is a surefire path to frustration. Focusing on what you can control brings clarity and freedom. Consider your thoughts. They shape how you perceive the world. For example, the microphone malfunction isn't inherently a crisis. Your interpretation of it as a catastrophe creates the tension. When you choose to see it as an opportunity to demonstrate resilience, your thoughts shift, and so does your experience. Next are your actions. When faced with adversity, your response is entirely within your hands. Do you let the setback paralyze you, or do you find a way forward? Finally, your reactions to emotions like fear or anger are critical. While these feelings may arise naturally, you can choose whether to let them dominate your actions or to observe them and let them pass. On the flip side, clinging to what you cannot control, like the technical failure or the audience's judgment, only amplifies your distress. Epictetus likened this to trying to stop the wind with your bare hands. It's not the events themselves that disturb us, but the way we judge them. Letting go of what's beyond our influence allows us to direct our energy toward meaningful change. To integrate this principle into your life, begin by pausing in moments of stress and asking yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, acknowledge it and move on. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic, no amount of anger will speed up the cars ahead. Instead, you could listen to a podcast or use the time to reflect, turning frustration into productivity. Another powerful practice is to reflect daily on your reactions to uncontrollable events. Did you handle them with calmness and clarity? Where could you improve tomorrow? As Epictetus taught, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. When you embrace this mindset, life's inevitable chaos loses its grip on your inner world. You can navigate even the most turbulent moments with strength and clarity. So, ask yourself, what's one thing outside your control that you've been holding on to? How would your life change if you simply let it go? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear how this principle resonates with you. 2. Live in harmony with nature. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do, and your life will flow smoothly. Epictetus, Enchiridion. Imagine a family's life suddenly disrupted by a devastating flood. Their home, carefully built over decades, is washed away in a single night. The loss is immeasurable and grief fills the air. But as the waters recede, something unexpected emerges. The family begins rebuilding, not just their home, but their sense of purpose. They strengthen bonds, design a house better equipped for future floods, and develop a profound appreciation for the resilience they didn't realize they possessed. What once seemed like destruction now becomes a foundation for renewal and growth. This story reflects one of Epictetus's most profound lessons. Resisting the natural flow of life leads only to suffering. Nature operates in cycles. Destruction often precedes renewal, and hardship frequently plants the seeds of growth. To fight these cycles is to deny an inherent truth about life. By learning to align with these natural rhythms, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration and cultivate inner peace. Life, like nature, is ever-changing. Just as seasons shift, so too do circumstances. There will be times of abundance, times of loss, and times of recovery. Epictetus teaches us, men are disturbed not by the things which happen, but by their opinions about the things. Discourses. The flood in itself wasn't a cause of despair. It was the judgment of it as an unredeemable disaster that created suffering. When we learn to see such events as part of life's cycle, we can find strength and even opportunity in them. Living in harmony with nature doesn't mean passive resignation. It means understanding when to act and when to let go. You cannot command a river to stop rising, but you can build a stronger levee or move to higher ground. Similarly, in life, clinging to what is meant to change or resisting what must happen only saps your energy. Acceptance allows you to focus on what matters, adapting, learning, and moving forward. To apply this principle in your life, start by observing the natural cycles around you. Consider how nature embraces change without resistance. Trees shed their leaves in autumn, not out of loss, but in preparation for new growth. Apply this same wisdom to your own experiences. When faced with an unexpected challenge, a career setback, an illness, or even the loss of someone dear, ask yourself, what part of this is beyond my control, and how can I adapt to it? This shift in perspective transforms pain into a source of resilience. Another way to live in harmony with nature is to release rigid expectations. Much of our suffering comes from insisting life follow a specific script. But life rarely adheres to our plans. Let go of the shoulds and embrace the reality of what is. As Epictetus wisely said, surrender yourself to the current of life, and you will never be swept away. Enchiridion. Lastly, cultivate gratitude for life's inherent cycles. Just as a flood may nourish the land with new fertility, life's storms often bring hidden blessings. Reflect on a time when adversity forced you to grow stronger or opened a door you hadn't considered. Use this memory to remind yourself that change, however painful, often carries the seeds of renewal. By living in harmony with nature, you stop resisting the inevitable and start embracing it. Life's storms become opportunities to grow, and its unexpected turns become lessons in resilience. So ask yourself, what aspect of life's flow are you resisting? How can you begin to align with the natural rhythms of change? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear how this principle is shaping your journey. 3. Hold firm to your goals and personal values. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus, Discourses. Imagine a young violinist who practices tirelessly every day. Her goal isn't just to master her instrument, but to express the depth of human emotion through her music. Audiences applaud her performances, but occasionally there are critiques, some helpful, others harsh. Instead of being consumed by praise or disheartened by criticism, she views each as an opportunity to reflect. What resonates with her values, she embraces to improve her craft. What feels misaligned, she calmly lets go. Her focus remains unwavering, to become the best musician she can be, not to chase external validation. This story illustrates a key Stoic principle. Having a clear goal and steadfast values serves as a compass in life's unpredictable journey. Without such direction, we are easily swayed by external forces, criticism, distractions, or the pursuit of fleeting rewards. Epictetus taught that our sense of purpose not only provides clarity, but also shields us from becoming overwhelmed by life's chaos. Life will inevitably challenge your resolve. Without defined goals, these challenges can feel like waves pushing you in random directions. But with a firm purpose, you know where to steer your ship. A clear goal isn't just about achieving an external result. It's about aligning your actions with your deepest values and finding fulfillment in the process. To bring this principle into practice, start by defining your goals and values. Ask yourself, what is most important to me? What kind of person do I aspire to be? Write down your answers, being as specific as possible. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," clarify, "I want to lead a career that helps others and allows me to grow intellectually." Place these written goals somewhere visible, on your desk, mirror, or phone, and revisit them daily. This simple act reinforces your focus and reminds you of what truly matters. Next, embrace a mindset of continuous improvement. Like the violinist who refines her craft note by note, view progress as a journey, not a destination. Celebrate small victories, learn from constructive criticism, and let setbacks guide your growth rather than discourage you. Remember, improvement takes time, and every mistake is a step forward if you approach it with humility and resolve. It's also crucial to remain resilient against external distractions. Praise can inflate your ego, while criticism can undermine your confidence. Both are unreliable measures of your worth. Instead, use your internal compass, your goals and values, to evaluate your progress. As Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Discourses. Fulfillment comes from staying true to your path, not from chasing others' approval. Lastly, periodically re-examine your goals. Life evolves, and as you grow, your priorities may shift. Reflect on your actions. Are they aligned with your values? If not, adjust your course. This ongoing evaluation ensures that you remain grounded in what genuinely matters to you. When you hold firm to your goals and values, you cultivate clarity and resilience. Life's storms may come, but your inner compass will guide you through. So take a moment today to ask yourself, what is my purpose? What values do I stand for? Write them down, internalize them, and let them steer you toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. 4. Control your emotions and reactions. It's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus, Enchiridion. Imagine a mother standing in her kitchen after a long, exhausting day. Her young child accidentally knocks over a glass of water, sending it spilling across the floor. The initial reaction, frustration, irritation, starts to bubble up, but instead of giving into anger and scolding her child, she pauses, takes a deep breath, and responds differently. She calmly helps her child clean up the mess, turning the moment into a gentle lesson in responsibility rather than an emotional outburst. This small act of mindfulness not only preserves her peace, but strengthens her relationship with her child. This simple story encapsulates a fundamental Stoic principle. Emotions arise from our judgments and thoughts, not from the events themselves. Epictetus taught that while emotions are natural and inevitable, we can choose how we respond to them. The spilled water wasn't inherently upsetting. It was the mother's interpretation of the situation, her internal narrative of "this is inconvenient" or "this always happens at the worst time," that created the potential for frustration. But by interrupting that narrative and grounding herself in the present, she maintained her composure. Understanding this principle is liberating. It shifts the focus from trying to control external circumstances, which are often unpredictable and beyond our influence, to mastering our inner world. Emotions like anger, fear, or sadness are not inherently bad. They are signals from our mind, asking us to pay attention. The key is not to suppress them, but to observe them with clarity and intention. As Epictetus reminds us, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. Discourses. To apply this wisdom in your life, begin by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness involves recognizing your emotions as they arise without immediately reacting to them. The next time you feel a surge of anger or frustration, pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is my reaction proportionate to the event? This moment of self-reflection creates a gap between the stimulus and your response, a powerful space where you can choose how to act. For example, consider a stressful moment at work when a colleague criticizes your ideas. Your first instinct might be to lash out or defend yourself. Instead, take a deep breath and reflect. Is this criticism valid? If not, does their opinion truly matter? By approaching the situation with curiosity rather than defensiveness, you not only maintain your composure, but also turn the interaction into an opportunity for growth. Another practical step is to create rituals that ground you in moments of emotional turbulence. This could be as simple as taking 3 deep breaths, counting to 10, or stepping away from the situation to reflect. These practices help you regain control and respond with clarity rather than impulse. Finally, remind yourself that controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it means acknowledging them without letting them dictate your actions. Emotions are like waves. They will rise and fall naturally. Your role is to remain steady, like a lighthouse guiding ships through the storm. When you learn to control your emotions and reactions, you unlock a deeper sense of freedom. No longer are you at the mercy of external events or fleeting feelings. Instead, you become the master of your inner world, capable of navigating life's challenges with grace and resilience. So, the next time you find yourself on the brink of an emotional reaction, pause and ask, am I in control of this moment, or is the moment controlling me? 5. Accept and embrace challenges. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Epictetus, Discourses. Imagine a carpenter working on a finely crafted chair, pouring hours of dedication into each joint and curve. Just as he nears completion, one of the most essential wooden pieces breaks under pressure. Frustration flashes through his mind. accompanied by thoughts of failure. But instead of succumbing to despair, the carpenter pauses, assesses the situation, and decides to adapt. Using leftover wood, he reimagines the chair's design, transforming it into something even more unique and beautiful than his original plan. What began as a setback becomes a testament to his creativity and resilience. This story highlights one of the most empowering truths in Stoicism. Challenges are not obstacles to be feared, but opportunities to reveal and strengthen your inner character. Epictetus teaches us that life's difficulties are not designed to break us. They are tests of our endurance, ingenuity, and willpower. When faced with hardship, our response defines whether we grow stronger or falter. Life is inherently unpredictable, and challenges are unavoidable. Yet, it is not the challenges themselves that shape us, but our reactions to them. A broken piece of wood, a failed exam, or a lost job. Each of these could lead to despair or transformation, depending on how we frame the situation. Epictetus reminds us, what stands in the way becomes the way. Discourses. Difficulties, when approached with the right mindset, can become stepping stones for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. To embrace this principle in your life, start by shifting your perspective on adversity. When faced with a challenge, pause and ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can I grow from this experience? This shift in mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for self-improvement. For example, if you're passed over for a promotion, instead of dwelling on frustration, consider what skills or experiences you can develop to strengthen your future prospects. Another practical approach is to build resilience through small, intentional challenges. Voluntary discomfort, a practice advocated by Stoics, trains the mind to face difficulties with calm and composure. Try fasting for a day, taking a cold shower, or tackling a task outside your comfort zone. These deliberate challenges prepare you for life's unexpected hurdles, building confidence in your ability to endure and adapt. It's also essential to cultivate gratitude for the lessons adversity brings. Reflect on past challenges you've overcome and the growth they spurred. Perhaps a failed relationship taught you self-worth, or a career setback led you to discover a more fulfilling path. Each struggle, though painful in the moment, contributes to the person you are becoming. Finally, remind yourself that acceptance is not the same as resignation. Accepting challenges means recognizing their presence without resisting or denying them. From this place of acceptance, you can act thoughtfully and constructively. As Epictetus said, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Enchiridion. When you accept and embrace challenges, you harness their transformative power. They become not just tests of your strength, but catalysts for your growth. The next time you encounter a difficulty, remember the carpenter and his broken piece of wood. What seemed like a mistake became an opportunity to create something even more extraordinary. What challenge in your life could you reframe as an opportunity? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear how you turn obstacles into strength. 6. Practice patience and tolerance. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Epictetus, Discourses. Picture this. You're at an airport, waiting for a long-anticipated flight. Suddenly, an announcement blares. The flight is delayed by several hours. Nearby, a passenger grows visibly agitated, raising their voice in frustration at the airline staff. Meanwhile, another person calmly opens a book, savoring the unexpected free time to relax. Both are in the same situation, yet one is consumed by anger, while the other remains composed. This scenario highlights the essence of patience and tolerance, two virtues Epictetus taught as essential for maintaining inner peace. Patience isn't passive resignation. It's the strength to endure delays, inconveniences, and imperfections without letting them disturb your mind. Tolerance, on the other hand, is the capacity to understand and forgive the shortcomings of others. Together, they form a shield against external irritations, ensuring that nothing can truly affect your inner tranquility. Epictetus reminds us that external events do not disturb us. It is our judgment of these events that causes distress. He says, "It is not events themselves that trouble people, but their judgments about those events." Enchiridion. When you grow impatient at a delay or irritated by someone's behavior, it's not the situation itself that disrupts your peace, but your interpretation of it. By practicing patience, you reclaim control over your reactions. Patience also allows you to focus on what truly matters. In the airport example, the agitated passenger expends energy on something they cannot change, while the calm individual chooses to redirect their attention to something constructive. This choice reflects a profound Stoic principle. Energy spent on what lies outside your control is wasted. Instead, focus on your thoughts and actions, what Epictetus called the domains of your true power. Tolerance extends this practice to your interactions with others. People will inevitably make mistakes, speak harshly, or act selfishly. Epictetus advises, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. Discourses. Recognizing your own imperfections fosters compassion and helps you respond with understanding rather than judgment. To cultivate patience and tolerance in your daily life, start by observing your triggers. The next time you feel impatience rising, whether in traffic, during a long queue, or in a tense conversation, pause and take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this frustration helping me, or can I choose a different response? This moment of mindfulness creates a gap between stimulus and reaction, allowing you to act intentionally. When dealing with others, try to view their behavior through a lens of empathy. Perhaps the airline staff facing complaints is doing their best under challenging circumstances, or a friend's curt remark stems from stress rather than malice. By seeking to understand rather than judge, you nurture tolerance and strengthen your relationships. As Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Discourses. Building patience and tolerance is a process, one that requires conscious effort and time. The next time you're faced with an inconvenience or someone's mistake, pause and reflect. How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? By choosing patience and tolerance, you cultivate inner peace and ensure that nothing external can disturb your mind. 7. Focus on the present moment. Do not let your mind be carried away by thoughts of the past or worries about the future. Stay present, for it is the only place where life unfolds. Epictetus, Discourses. Picture a farmer tending to his rice field. Each morning he rises early to water the plants, remove weeds, and inspect the soil. He works steadily, not distracted by the thought of how far away the harvest might be, or worrying about whether storms will come. Instead, he focuses entirely on the task at hand, knowing that the care he gives today lays the foundation for a bountiful future. This story captures the essence of living in the present, a practice central to Stoicism. Epictetus teaches that our greatest source of peace lies in focusing on what is within our immediate control, our thoughts, actions, and choices in this very moment. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain, but the present is where life truly happens. As he reminds us, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself and trust reason to determine what is best. Discourses. The mind often drifts between two extremes, regret for the past and anxiety about the future. We replay past mistakes, wondering what we could have done differently, or fret about scenarios that may never come to pass. This mental tug-of-war pulls us away from the only time that matters, the present. When we dwell on the past, we trap ourselves in a cycle of blame and self-pity. When we obsess over the future, we invite unnecessary stress and fear. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the lessons of the past or failing to plan for the future. Instead, it means anchoring yourself in the actions you can take today, trusting that consistent effort will shape a better tomorrow. Just as the farmer nurtures each plant without obsessing over the harvest, we too should focus on the small, meaningful steps that lead to larger goals. To practice this principle, start by paying attention to your thoughts. When you catch your mind wandering to the past or the future, gently bring it back to the task at hand. If you're working, concentrate fully on the task before you. Notice the details, the way your hands move, the rhythm of your breathing, or the sensations around you. This mindfulness grounds you in the present and sharpens your focus. Next, cultivate gratitude for the present moment. Even in mundane tasks, there is value to be found. Washing dishes, for instance, can become a moment of mindfulness. Feeling the warm water, hearing the gentle clink of plates, and appreciating the simplicity of the task. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for reflection and peace. Finally, remind yourself that the present is enough. As Epictetus observed, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Discourses. The present moment, with all its imperfections, is a gift. Embracing it fully allows you to live with clarity and purpose, free from the weight of what cannot be controlled. So the next time you find yourself consumed by past regrets or future worries, pause and ask, what can I do right now to align with my values and goals? By focusing on the present, you take control of your life, one moment at a time. 8. Self-awareness and continuous improvement. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus, Discourses. Picture an athlete running alone on a quiet track at dawn. There is no cheering crowd, no finish line in sight, just the rhythmic sound of their footsteps and the steady beat of their heart. They are not training for an imminent competition or seeking recognition. Instead, they are running to surpass their own limits, knowing that progress itself is the greatest reward. This image captures the essence of self-awareness and the unending journey of self-improvement, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus teaches us that growth begins with knowing ourselves. Without self-awareness, we cannot identify where we fall short or where we have the potential to excel. Improvement is not about perfection, but about striving to become better each day. As Epictetus reminds us, first, learn who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Discourses. True wisdom and progress lie in the willingness to reflect honestly on our actions, embrace our flaws, and commit to change. Self-awareness requires courage. It means looking at ourselves without flinching, acknowledging both our strengths and our shortcomings. This isn't about self-criticism, but self-honesty. For example, the athlete doesn't berate themselves for being slower today than yesterday. They use that insight to adjust their training, ensuring they improve tomorrow. Similarly, you must evaluate your actions daily, asking, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? However, self-awareness is only the first step. Improvement requires action. It is not enough to recognize where you've fallen short. You must also take deliberate steps to grow. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and responses. When you make a mistake, don't dwell on the error itself. Reflect on how you can avoid it in the future. As Epictetus advises, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." Discourses. Improvement is about building a stronger relationship with yourself by taking responsibility for your growth. To cultivate continuous improvement, set aside time each day for reflection. At the end of each day, journal about your successes and areas for growth. Be specific. Did you handle a challenging conversation with patience, or did you let frustration take control? By recording these moments, you create a roadmap for future progress. It's also essential to approach growth with humility. Improvement is a lifelong process, not a destination. The athlete on the track doesn't stop running after reaching one milestone. They set their sights on the next. Similarly, don't let small achievements lead to complacency. Celebrate your progress, but remain committed to the journey. Lastly, surround yourself with people who inspire growth. Seek mentors, friends, or colleagues who challenge you to think differently and push you to excel. Epictetus reminds us, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Discourses. Growth thrives in an environment of encouragement and accountability. The journey of self-awareness and improvement is not easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. Each step forward strengthens your character and deepens your sense of purpose. So, ask yourself today, what can I do to become a better version of myself? And remember, every small effort adds up to monumental change. 9. Remain unshaken by praise or criticism. Who then is invincible? The one who cannot be upset by anything outside their reasoned choice. Epictetus, Discourses. Picture an artist unveiling their latest painting in a crowded gallery. The room hums with voices, some admiring the work, others critiquing it harshly. The artist listens calmly, acknowledging both the praise and the criticism with the same gracious nod. They are not swayed by the applause, nor are they disheartened by the harsh words. Instead, they return to their studio with one focus in mind: to create art that remains true to their vision and values. This story reflects a central teaching of Epictetus. True invincibility lies in not being swayed by external opinions. Praise and criticism are fleeting, subjective, and outside of our control. To base our sense of worth on them is to give away our inner peace. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Discourses. This principle urges us to look inward and anchor our emotions and self-worth in our own actions, not in the perceptions of others. Both praise and criticism can be traps. Praise may inflate our egos, making us crave more approval and lose sight of our purpose. Criticism, on the other hand, can shake our confidence, leading to self-doubt or even discouraging us from pursuing what matters. The Stoic approach is to see both for what they are, external judgments that reflect more about the person offering them than about us. To cultivate this mindset, start by reflecting on your motivations. Why do you do what you do? Is it to gain recognition or to fulfill a deeper purpose? When you create or act in alignment with your values, external opinions lose their power. The artist in the gallery doesn't seek universal approval. They seek to grow and express their inner truth. As Epictetus advises, do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy. Enchiridion. Another way to remain steady is to separate feedback into two categories: constructive and superficial. Constructive feedback can help you grow, while superficial opinions are best acknowledged and set aside. When someone offers praise, thank them graciously without letting it inflate your ego. When someone critiques you, pause and ask, is there truth in this feedback? Can it help me improve? If the answer is yes, embrace it as an opportunity to grow. If not, let it pass without affecting your peace. Finally, remind yourself of your intrinsic worth. As Epictetus says, you are a little soul carrying around a corpse. Discourses. This stark reminder highlights that our time is limited and that clinging to external validation is a distraction from the deeper purpose of life. The next time you find yourself praised or criticized, take a deep breath and ask, does this change who I am or the values I stand for? By grounding yourself in your principles, you become invincible to the shifting winds of public opinion. What strategies do you use to remain steady in the face of praise or criticism? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your journey toward unshakable peace. As Epictetus wisely said, no one is free who has not obtained the empire of themselves. Discourses. Remaining steady in the face of praise and criticism is an act of reclaiming your inner freedom. So the next time someone comments on your work, thank them graciously and return to your path with confidence. 10. Practice gratitude. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus, Discourses. In the quiet shade of a sprawling oak tree, an elderly man sits with a serene smile on his face. Decades ago, he planted this tree as a fragile sapling, watering it with care and protecting it from storms. Now, as the leaves rustle gently in the breeze, he feels immense gratitude, not only for the cool shelter it provides, but for the years of effort and patience that brought it to life. To him, this tree is more than just a testament to his work. It's a daily reminder to appreciate the simple blessings that surround him. This story embodies the profound power of gratitude, a virtue central to Stoic philosophy. Epictetus teaches that true happiness is not found in acquiring more, but in appreciating what you already have. He reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Discourses. Gratitude shifts our focus away from what we lack and toward the abundance already present in our lives, cultivating a deep sense of contentment and inner peace. Gratitude is not about ignoring life's difficulties or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing where to direct your attention. Even in hardship, there are things to be thankful for, lessons learned, moments of connection, or simply the resilience to endure. The Stoics understood that the practice of gratitude strengthens the mind, helping us remain grounded and unshaken by external circumstances. To incorporate gratitude into your life, begin with a simple daily habit, writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-changing. It could be as small as the warmth of the morning sun, the smile of a stranger, or the taste of your favorite meal. By acknowledging these small blessings, you train your mind to notice and appreciate the good around you. As you practice, take time to reflect on the origins of the things you're grateful for. Like the old man under the oak tree, recognize the efforts, your own or others, that have contributed to your present comfort and joy. Perhaps a friend's kindness, a teacher's guidance, or even your own perseverance through challenges brought you to where you are today. Expressing gratitude for these connections deepens your appreciation and strengthens your relationships. Gratitude also involves shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Instead of fixating on what you don't have, remind yourself of what you do. Epictetus advises, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not, but remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Discourses. This perspective transforms dissatisfaction into joy, allowing you to embrace the present moment fully. Finally, practice expressing gratitude outwardly. A simple thank you to a colleague, a note of appreciation to a loved one, or even a moment of silent thanks to nature can amplify the positive effects of gratitude. As you share your appreciation, you create a ripple effect, spreading positivity to those around you. Gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating happiness and resilience. The next time you feel overwhelmed by life's challenges, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? By embracing gratitude, you unlock a wellspring of contentment that no external circumstance can take away. 11. Live simply and temper desires, the final step to inner peace. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Epictetus, Discourses. As we conclude this journey through the wisdom of Stoicism, we arrive at a principle that ties everything together: the power of simplicity. Imagine a man surrounded by a clutter of possessions, gadgets gathering dust, unworn clothes, and furniture crammed into every corner of his home. Despite having so much, he feels restless and weighed down. One day, he makes a life-altering decision: to let go. He donates what he doesn't need, sells the excess, and moves into a smaller, simpler house filled only with what truly matters. With every item he releases, his sense of freedom grows. For the first time in years, he experiences peace, not from owning more, but from wanting less. This final Stoic teaching is a profound reminder that simplicity isn't just a lifestyle, it's a pathway to liberation. Epictetus taught that true happiness is found not in acquiring, but in tempering our desires. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, he reminds us. Discourses. The endless pursuit of material things ties us to fleeting satisfactions, leaving little space for what truly enriches our lives: love, wisdom, and virtue. Living simply is not about deprivation, but discernment. It's about identifying what truly matters and letting go of the distractions that don't. The man in our story didn't lose anything of real value when he decluttered his life. Instead, he created space, physical, mental, and emotional, to focus on the people, experiences, and goals that aligned with his core values. To embody this principle, begin by reassessing your relationship with material possessions. Ask yourself, do these things add meaning to my life, or do they weigh me down? Start small. Declutter a drawer, a closet, or even your digital space. As you let go of unnecessary items, notice the mental clarity and freedom that emerges. Simplicity also invites us to shift our focus from external acquisitions to internal growth. The Stoics believed the greatest treasures were intangible: knowledge, virtue, and meaningful relationships. Instead of chasing status or luxury, invest your energy in cultivating these timeless riches. Spend time with loved ones, read deeply, or engage in acts of kindness. These are the pursuits that bring lasting joy. Epictetus warns us of the dangers of unchecked desires, saying, "If you would be free, do not wish for things to be as they are not." Discourses. Tempering your desires doesn't mean abandoning ambition, but aligning your goals with your values. Rather than striving for wealth to impress others, strive for financial stability to support your family or pursue meaningful projects. By grounding your desires in purpose, you transform them from distractions into motivations for growth. Finally, practice gratitude as the anchor of simplicity. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, helping you see the richness in what you already have. When you stop longing for what you lack, you uncover the serenity of appreciating less. As this final principle reminds us, Simplicity is the culmination of all Stoic wisdom. It teaches us to release what is unnecessary, embrace what is meaningful, and discover peace within ourselves. Now, take a moment to reflect. What can you let go of today to create space for what truly matters? Epictetus, one of the most brilliant minds in Stoic philosophy, left us with timeless wisdom that continues to resonate across centuries. His teachings remind us that true peace and resilience lie not in controlling the world around us, but in mastering ourselves. These 11 principles are a testament to his profound understanding of the human condition, guiding us to navigate life's uncertainties with strength and clarity. From learning to distinguish what's within our control to embracing simplicity and gratitude, each principle empowers us to rise above external circumstances and remain steadfast in our values. As we close this journey, take a moment to reflect. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? How will you apply them to your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective and experiences. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others who might benefit from these life-changing lessons. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss another insight into Stoic wisdom. Explore more transformative ideas by clicking on the next video displayed here. Thank you for watching, and may the wisdom of Epictetus guide you toward a life of unshakable peace and fulfillment. Stay strong, and see you next time.